A very good morning to all. Myself, Dr.R.Kalaivani, Assistant Professor of History, Asoka College for Women, Sivagasi. In today's class, we are going to discuss about Asoka, the great ruler in the ancient period. The objectives of this course is, we are going to discuss about the rise of Asoka to power, the role played by Asoka in the Kalinga War, Asoka's religious policy, and then Asoka's inscriptions. So Asoka was an ancient king. He was a great king. He belonged to Mauryan dynasty. He was a son of Bindusara and his mother name is Subhatrangi. He was a grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya, he was a great king. So Asoka was the great grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. He was otherwise called by Devanampriya. Devanampriya means beloved of the gods and Piyadasi. He considered one of the India's greatest empire. About his early life, he was born in 304 BC. His rule lasted from 268 BC to 238 BC when he died. So during his rule, Ashokan Empire, it reached its zenith. He ruled in the west up to Bangladesh, in the east up to Afghanistan. It covered almost the whole Indian subcontinent except present Kerala and Tamil Nadu and modern day Sri Lanka. He built many edicts all over India, including present day Nepal and Pakistan. Asoka, he was otherwise called as inscriptional king because he was the first king. He only started erected inscription in all the places. What are the activities he carried out? He mentioned all the activities in the inscriptions. His capital was Patliputra. It located in Patna. And the provincial capital was Taxila and Ujjain. So how he rise to power in his early life as a king? How can he rise to power? Because he was not the eldest son of Bindusara. Bindusara's eldest son name is Susima. So next to Bindusara, he want to crown as the next king. But Asoka, he was trained in military and weapons and showed great skill as an administrator when he was made the governor of Ujjain. So in the war of succession, he followed Bindusara's death in the year 272 BC. He emerged as a victorious, aided by his father's ministers. When he became the king, he was said to be bad-tempered, ruthless and a very cruel king. He even built a torture chamber to torture his prisoners to death. So he earned him a title Chantashoga, Manikar Chantashoga, that means cruel Asoka. Once he became the king, he started expanding his empire by conquest. In the 9th year of his rule only, he waged war with Kalinga, in the present day Odisha. So now we will see about the Kalinga war. This war, it was held in the year 261 BC. It was a conflict between the Mauryan Empire under Asoka and the state of Kalinga. So what are the reasons of this war? Kalinga, it comprises of present day states of Odisha and southeastern Andhra Pradesh. Considered one of India's greatest emperor, he have a vision to capture Kalinga. What are the background? The Mauryan Empire by the time of Chandragupta Maurya, it passing had comprised most of modern India. Most of the modern India during the period of Chandragupta Maurya itself, Mauryan Empire they captured all over India. At this juncture, Kalinga it had a sound geographical location with the trade route leading to southeast India. It had many important ports and a strong navy. A powerful state on the branches of the Mauryan Empire, it would be problematic, as it could disturb the communication line between the Mauryan capital of Patliputra and its holding in the central Indian peninsula. So up to 321 BC, Kalinga under the rule of Nanda Empire, Chandragupta Maurya, when Chandragupta Maurya he was the ruler of Mauryan dynasty, he tried to capture Kalinga but he failed. So his grandson Asoka, he would continue the conquest of Kalinga upon coming to the throne. So after the Kalinga war, it makes lot of changes in the life of Asoka. So what are the changes carried out? First, conversion to Buddhism. The Kalinga war, it was ended in the year 261 BC, completed in the 8th year of Asoka's rule. According to the edicts of Asoka, The war, it made a lot of changes in Ashoka's life. Whole cities, actually Ashoka, he seen all the devastation held in the time of Kalinga war. Whole cities were destroyed and more than 100 or thousands of people were killed in the war. The horrors of the war disturbed him so much, so he decided to give up violence and followed Dhamma. He converted to Buddhism. By birth he was a Hindu, but after the Kalinga war he converted into Buddhism. His 13th rock edit, it describes about the Kalinga war. He now became Dharmashoga. In the first, when we started, first time we have seen he called as Santoshoga, Manikar Santoshoga, that means cruel king. But after the Kalinga war, he changed into the Buddhism, he converted. So now he called as Dharmashoga, the Bias Ashoka. So he converted to Buddhism. Mokatli Buddha Dissa, he was a Buddhist monk, he was a mentor. He was a mentor of Ashoka. He even Ashoka conducted third Buddhist council at Patliputra in the year 247 BC under Mokatli Buddha Dissa, his mentor. So Ashoka's Dhamma. After the Kalinga war, he followed Dhamma. So only he called Dhammashoga. He established the idea of paternal kingship. He followed, he moved toward the subject as like a father. He regarded all his people as his children, and he believed it the king's duty to look after the welfare of the people. Though his edict, he said everybody should serve parents, revere teachers, and practice ahimsa and truthfulness. He asked everyone to avoid animal slaughter and sacrifice. He expounded humane treatment of animals, servants and prisoners. He advocated tolerance towards all religions. He sought conquest through Dhamma and not by war. He even sent missionaries to abroad to spread the word of Buddha. Notably, he sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka. Most of his edicts were written in Pali and Prakrit in Brahmi script. Some are written in the Kharoshthi and Aramic script. There are some edicts written in Greek as well. The language depends on the location of the pillar. Ashoka's inscription. Ashoka, he was very famous for his inscription. His inscription, it was first read by James Prinsep. James Prinsep, he was a British administrator. He was the first person to read Ashoka's edict. It was the first tangible evidence of Buddhism. Even today we know about his Buddhism from the inscriptions. They were kept in public places and along trade routes so that maximum number of people would read them. More than religious discourses, they talk about the moral duties of the people, how to conduct life. Ashoka's desire to be good and benevolent ruler, and Ashoka's work toward this end. There are 33 inscriptions in total and primarily classified in the under following headings: major rock edicts, minor rock edicts, separate rock edicts, major pillar edicts, minor pillar edicts. So first we will see about the major rock edicts. Major rock edicts, there are 14 major rock edicts. The first rock edict, it describes the prohibition of animal sacrifice, especially during festive season. And the second major rock edict, he describes medical treatment of humans and animals, planting of fruits, medicinal herbs, digging of wells. And in the third major rock edict, Ashoka mentions generosity to Brahmins, about the Yugdas, Pradesikas and Rajukas, who would go every 5 years to different part of his empire to spread Dhamma. In his fourth rock edict, major rock edict, Ashoka mentions Dhammashoga. Dhammashoga, in this edict only he was called as Dhammashoga. He was greatly attached to Dhamma. Major rock edict 5, it describes the Dharma Mahamatras. To spread the Buddhism, he appointed Dharma Mahamatras. So what are the duties they have to carry out? About this, Major Rock Edict 5 speaks. Major Rock Edict 6, it describes king's desire to know about his people condition, to the welfare measures, what are the welfare measures as a king they want to do. And then Major Rock Edict 7, it describes the tolerance towards the religion among all the sects and welfare measures of the public. Major Rock Edict 8, it describes Ashoka's first visit to Budhgaya. In the Budhgaya, under Bodhi tree only, he got that name Buddha. So that importance was quoted in Ashoka's Major Rock Edict 8. Major Rock Edict 9, it contains popular ceremonies popular ceremonies and stress on moral contact. His 10th rock edict disapproves the individual's desire for fame and glory, and it mainly stress on Dhamma. 11th major rock edict, it denotes Dhamma is the best policy to follow, which includes respect for elders and concern for slaves and servants. And his 12th major rock edict, it describes Mahamadas in charge of women's welfare, Idikja Mahamada, and tolerance towards the Dhamma of others. 13th major rock edict, it mentions victory over Kalinga. Already I have told when we seen in the Kalinga war, 13th rock edict of Ashoka, it mentioned the Kalinga war. So this war specially mentions about Kalinga war. The 13th rock edict, which was issued at the end of the Kalinga, in this they mentioned after the Kalinga war, Ashoka he gave up war. Major rock edict 14, it mentions the purpose of rock edict. And next one, minor rock edicts. There are nearly 15 rocks across the country found, and in Afghanistan also. Ashoka uses his name only in 4 of these places: Maski, Brahmagiri, Gujara in Madhya Pradesh, and then Nettur in Andhra Pradesh. Pillar edicts, there are 7 pillar edicts. 2 types of stones are used: spotted white sandstone and puff colored sandstone and quartzite. Generally they are made of sandstone. His edicts made up of sandstone. They are most probably they were in similar shape. All the pillars are monolithic. It curved out of one stone. The surface is well polished. They have been found from different places like Kandahar in Afghanistan, Khyber in Pakistan, Delhi, Vaishali and Champaran in Bihar, Sarnath and Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh, Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh, and Chanji in Madhya Pradesh. About his pillar edict, Ashoka's pillar edicts. Pillar edict 1, it describes Ashoka's principle of protecting his people. Second pillar edict, it defines Dhamma as minimum of sins, many virtues, compassion, liberty and truthfulness. Pillar edict 3, it avoiding practices of cruelty. And then pillar edict 4, it mentions responsibilities of the Rajugas. Pillar edict 5, it mentions list of animals and birds that should not be killed on certain days. Another list, it mentioned nearly animals that should never be killed. It describes release of 25 prisoners. And then pillar edict 6, Dhamma policy of the state. Pillar edict 7, Ashoka's work for fulfilling Dhamma, tolerance for all the sects, also about Dharma Maha Matras. So this is about Ashoka, and we'll see some FAQ about Kalinga war. Who is the king of Kalinga during Kalinga war? Raja Ananda Batmanabha. He was the king of Kalinga during Kalinga war. So what is the reason for Kalinga war? Kalinga, it is the most important place in Mauryan kingdom. It connected so many trade routes with Southeast Asia. So as a ruler of Mauryan dynasty, Ashoka wanted to capture it and lead his huge army to Kalinga in 262 BC. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you may get some useful points from this video. Thank you.